Hello, welcome to Fair Lady of the Loch Tarot. Thank you for joining me. Today we will be using the Six of Cups to draw us into the questions of what new hope and opportunity lies ahead, what new relationships might lie ahead for us, as well as the renewal of old relationships, right? We're also going to leave it open to things like, new business opportunities that will be really good for you, in your emotional sphere, and things like generosity, charity, and that sort of thing that I always see reflected, all right, in the cards, okay? So, pile number 1 is the Universal Celtic Tarot with the moss agate tower, the bloodstone tower, and it's so funny because this one is nearly completely devoid of any red whatsoever in it, so that's it's an interesting one. It's almost like a whispery will-o'-the-wisp ghost type energy with it. And then we have the green aventurine, okay, and that's copper with that, if that's the thing you're drawn to more than the crystal there, okay? And then pile number 2, we have the Everyday Witch Tarot with the golden strawberry quartz, the green moonstone, and this raw piece of rose quartz. Okay. For pile number 3, we have the Steampunk Tarot with this strawberry quartz tower, this grape agate tower, and this little rhodochrosite tumble. And then pile number 4 is the Rider Tarot with this, it's a combination of blue and black onyx mixed together here. So I thought that was interesting. And then we have citrine with all its beautiful rainbows there, and lapis lazuli. Okay, so pick your pile or piles, as there may be more than one opportunity or relationship that awaits you, and we will see you in your piles. If you chose pile number 1 with the Universal Celtic Tarot, the moss agate tower, the bloodstone tower, and the green aventurine wrapped in copper, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And today we are using the Six of Cups to draw us into the question of what new opportunity lies ahead for us, or what new hope, right? What new relationships, business opportunities. We're leaving it open to all of those beautiful, hopeful things that life can bring. And what renewal or growth of an old relationship, old friendship that there might be, as well as the general ideas of generosity and charity that really go hand in hand with this card. Every time I look at it, I cannot help but think of beautiful generosity. So first off, we start off on a really beautiful strong note with the Empress. Okay, and this is the third card in the major arcana, so we're also drawing in that power of 3 here. And the Empress is that beautiful, abundant, loving, compassionate, it's just a fantastic energy. It is that all-mother, primordial, creative goddess energy, okay? And starting off with this really strong tells me that you are an individual capable of immense amounts of love, okay, and abundance, right? And so when we're looking at new hope, this is a card of hope. This is a card of abundance, of fertility, of things going well, okay? By using your personal power, your connection with the divine, emotional stability and grounding, you are manifesting your abundance. Now, we walked through that energy of the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups together, in the last couple of pick-a-card readings. And that energy can be pretty rough, right? But it's necessary for the growth required for the new hope, right? The new relationship, the new opportunity. And so this is saying that you are going through, or have, just come out of a pretty serious shadow work, right? Releasing the past, crying the tears that need to be cried, grounding yourself, meditating, surrendering to the divine and accepting that you're not going to know everything, and that's okay, right? And here it's strongly pertaining to the material things with the pentacles. So that's your health, your wealth, your household, that sort of energy, okay? And with that being followed by the Ten of Wands, we have you coming out of this energy of that shadow work and release and tears, and stepping into walking by faith, right? You come out of that, and you are really focused on walking by faith, keeping the faith, keeping your hope, right? And the spirit guides are clearing the way for you. My son and I, when we look at this card, we have two different ways of looking at it, right? For me, a lot of the times I see the spirits buoying you up, right? Helping you along your journey. And helping you not fall, right? And my son pointed out to me, he goes, Mom, it also looks like the trees are sucking the mist up out of the crevasse, right? The ditch, and clearing that path so you can see better. And I was like, that is an excellent observation. So whichever way works best for you, whether it's being buoyed up or whether it's having a path cleared, it's the same sort of energy. The other side is with you as you walk by faith here. And perspective, as we saw in our last pick-a-card, can mean the world. It can really, really change our future and our outcome. And with the Page of Wands, by walking by faith, you learn more about yourself, your personal power, and you gain from that, right? Gifts. Okay, I get here that some of you, as you've gone through your shadow work and you're walking by faith, it has been revealed to you that you are capable of doing things you didn't really know that you could do. I'm getting like mediumship for some of you, divination for some of you, channeling that fiery passion within to be a manifester and create the desire that you want, right? So there's a lot of go-getter energy there with that Page of Wands card. And that is very much backed up with this Ten of Pentacles. Because you have put in the work, you will reap the rewards, right? And then those under your care will as well. Because when we tap into our personal power and we do what we know is right for ourselves, if we do that with love in our hearts and in our minds and in our intentions, then it benefits those that are under our care and around us as well. Okay? And with the Lovers, we have one, there's always this element of choice, that comes with the Lovers, right? There's also an energy of leaving an old life or an old way of doing things, thinking, a past lover, past relationship, leaving that behind so that you can embrace the one you are meant to have. And that is coming through strong here. I am seeing someone leaving the temptation of an affair and being true to the one that they've married. I'm seeing someone turn away from a relationship that may have been meant to teach you lessons, but was not the one you're meant to stay in forever. Okay? And then you turning to and finding your soulmate, right? And having that beautiful life there together. I'm also getting that some of you have moved and you had to leave behind relationships, friendships, and you will be making new ones, okay, in this new environment, all right? I'm getting that some of you perhaps have been waxing nostalgic about the old place, the old relationships, and it's been getting in the way of you making new friends and new relationships, and opening your eyes to the beauty. While it may be different than what you're used to, it is still beautiful, right? So there is definitely that coming. And I am getting a winter. There's a lot of ice. I mean, ice is covering everything in the background here. So, yeah, definitely a wintry feel. But there's also, at the same time, that springtime, new beginning energy at the same time. It's a strange combination here. And then we have the Queen of Cups. And the Queen of Cups is about beautiful emotional abundance and fertility, okay? Just like this Empress that we saw at the beginning. They are very compatible cards, okay? And when I get both in a reading, I know that the person I am reading for on the other side, whether male or female, it doesn't matter, has strong, feminine, powerful energy within themselves, right? And you're seeking your emotional balance, you're grounding, you're stabilizing. I'm getting here someone may be capable of scrying, water scrying. You might check that out. That someone here feels a lot of peace by the water. Okay, that's really healthy for you. I'm also getting a new emotional beginning. Someone healing from perhaps past emotional wounds and stepping forward in faith and hope and trust. Right? That new hope energy coming through there. Shining bright like a star, you know, with those little starfish coming through. And with the Seven of Pentacles, one of the beautiful things about going through that shadow work that comes with the 4 and 5 of Cups is that when you come into, you know, that 6 of Cups energy, there is new wonder and awe an observation of beauty all around you, right? You're less likely to see the ugly and more likely to see the beautiful in everything when you are centered and grounded within yourself, right? You know, you're less triggered by others and their behaviors when you are solid within your own being. I'm also getting here for some of you that have the question of whether a child is part of your new hope, your new opportunity in the future, that yes it is. Okay. And here with the 9 of Wands, one of the things that helps to bring about that new opportunity, in my deck here, this one has a special meaning of do not hide yourself anymore, right? Show yourself. Okay, you see the guy hiding back here, right back there. You know, he's like, oh, you know, I'd like to participate in whatever's going on, but I'm not sure. You know, maybe they don't need my help. Maybe I'm not good enough. You know, maybe this, that, or the other. Okay, and the other side is telling you, yes, you are good enough. Yes, you are capable. Abundance energy is coming through here for those of you that are wanting it, whether it's in the spiritual or material realm. Yeah, just step out from behind your tree, all right, and show your beautiful face to the world. Okay, you are beautiful, and I know the irony of me saying that while you can't see my face is kind of funny. but, but it's about the cards in this case, not about me. All right. Okay, but yeah, stepping out there, being you, right? Just being you, putting yourself out there and letting come what comes. And with that, there's always insecurities, right? For example, last night I did a live tarot reading, and I hadn't done one for several months since the move. Okay, we had internet difficulties, and getting settled in, and all the new things that come with a new place and a new life, right? And I found myself getting nervous, because it'd been a while. And I remembered the first time I'd done a live, only one person had shown up, and that's because I had supported them previously. But then, as time went on, with each live, more and more and more people came in to the point where I could not keep up. Like, I could not. It was physically impossible to keep up. And that, while it was stressful, it was also an amazing blessing, right? And so getting back into it, there was that thought of, well, what if nobody shows up? But also, what if so many people show up, I can't keep up with it again? And both were true. In the beginning, there wasn't anyone. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, bam, a bunch of people. And my son had a hand in manifesting that for his mama. But, so, there's those doubts that come in, even if we've done something a bunch of times before, right? And we've done it with success. There's still those doubts that come in that, that war within our inner space. And that's where you reground yourself, right? And you don't let them take over. You grab the bull by the horns, if you'll excuse the expression, and just take a hold of your confidence, and you take that step and you move forward, knowing that the spirits, the ancestors, and the divine are with you, okay? And they are. With this Three of Wands card, they are with you every step of the way along life's path. You're never, ever alone, okay? You have loyal, faithful, loving companions that are always with you and watching out for you, okay? You just follow that internal light. Be that beautiful internal light that you are, okay? And that will bring you the abundance that you wish for, this new emotional beginning that the Ace of Cups brings in that is overflowing in its abundance of opportunities, right? And in this particular deck, this covers the spiritual with these lotus, it covers the emotional with the water, and the cup, and then you have the knowledge, which covers that air element with the runes here. But you also have the Gundestrup cauldron, right? And in this case, the Gundestrup cauldron is representing the cauldron of Dagda, who is like the All-Father type energy of the Tuatha Dé Danann, of Irish mythologies. And he had a cauldron where it never ran out. He could provide for everyone under his care. It never ran out. Okay? And so that's what the universe, the spirits, the ancestors, divine are trying to show you, is that this is you. You have within your capacity this. All right? Where all those that you love will be cared for, including yourself, and emotional new beginnings and opportunities just coming out of the woodwork. Okay, this is beautiful, overflowing abundance. So, as just a quick summary, we saw here a new spiritual beginning and hope and opportunity. We saw here a new romantic hope and opportunity. Possible children, right? And grandchildren, okay? And a new path in life opening up to you with an overflowing abundance, okay? All right. There also may be some things revealed to you about past lives. I'm getting through here that will come through this process with your new opportunities and your new hope. There will be some things where you kind of have like a deja vu moment. There will be things where it's like you feel like you know how to do something even though you've never done it before, that you've met someone even though you've never met them before. So there'll be some things like that get revealed to you along the path as well. They're just asking you to show up as your true self. Be you. Okay? All right. Let us take a look at your chosen crystals here. We have, if I can find which one it is. Hang on just a second. Here we go. Moss agate. Moss agate aids with forming a deep connection to nature. So by that, it is very good with grounding and stability. And after coming out of that, 4 and 5 of cups energy, having one of these, to just meditate with and ground yourself with can be really helpful. This one came from a Thunder's Trove on TikTok. It helps with renewal, new beginnings, and growth. Very apropos for this particular reading. It helps with growing your self-love, compassion for yourself and others. It aids in creating harmonious relationships. It enhances your creativity and intuition, and it works with the heart chakra. Okay? And from personal experience in meditation, I can say that it does also work with your earth chakra as well. Okay? Which is, below your feet there. Your earth and your higher earth chakra are below your feet. Now, the bloodstone that doesn't hardly have any blood in it, like it's some sort of a shadowy will-o'-the-wisp there. It's such an interesting one. And that came from a mineral mushroom, if I remember correctly. And you can find her here on TikTok as well. And she has a website, mineralmushroom.store, I believe. Bloodstone helps with purification, protection, and courage. And when it has blood on it, it looks like that. It's not really blood. They just call it that. The red looks like it, right? It can come in dark green and red, and you see like the little lighter colors as well there. It works with the sacral, root, earth, and higher earth chakras, and most commonly found in Brazil, India, and Madagascar. Bloodstone is a great detoxifier. It purifies both physically and emotionally, perhaps because of the mythology of its origins. It's also known as a stone of courage and sacrifice. If you're faced with a challenge, it can give you the determination and strength to face it. So that card here where it talked about, be yourself, step out from hiding from whatever it is. This is a great one for that. Bloodstone is deeply grounding, but also has an element of mysticism. It brings these two worlds together so that both your inner spiritual quest and the elements of your higher self can manifest in daily life. This stone also offers protection and can be wonderfully revitalizing if you're feeling mentally, emotionally, or physically exhausted. And I don't know about you guys, but when I do shadow work, it wears me out. Healers believe it boosts immunity and is beneficial for any blood-related ailments. The typical bloodstone, also known as heliotrope, is green chalcedony flecked with specks of red caused by iron oxide. Legend has it that bloodstone was formed at the crucifixion of Christ when drops of his blood hit green jasper. If you're feeling embattled, use bloodstone to recharge and access the wisdom you need to stand up for yourself. At home, it can protect, revitalize, and ground the energy of a space. And at work, its grounding and energizing properties make it a great stone for sustaining creativity. Okay? And I do get creativity here with this Ten of Pentacles work energy that we're seeing. Okay. And then green aventurine. My son got me this necklace. Isn't it beautiful? He got it after we moved as a welcome to our new home, I love you, Mom sort of gift, and it's I cherish it. Green aventurine aids with opportunity, comfort, and abundance. It works with the higher heart and heart chakras. So the heart chakra, as most of you know, is right here. But the higher heart is actually, believe it or not, up above the crown. That higher crown area, it's up there, okay? And it's most commonly found in India. Green aventurine is a good luck stone. It attracts opportunity and can skew the odds in your favor. I've actually seen that happen. It does work. Green aventurine will make you want to leave things to chance. It has major manifestation power and can attract abundance, money, and success. Green aventurine is uplifting and energizing. It creates an overall sense of well-being. It shields your heart from negative energy and protects you from relationships, whether a partner, friend, or acquaintance, that take more than they give. This stone also fosters an appreciation of nature and has a loving connection to the earth. It is an all-around healing mineral, bringing all systems of the body into harmony. Healers also recommend it for assuaging nausea. Aventurine is a form of quartz with reflected inclusions, often mica. The green hue is caused by fuchsite, a chromium-rich mica in the quartz. You may also have heard it referred to as green strawberry quartz. That green strawberry quartz is just green aventurine. For personal use, place on the heart chakra to clear blocked energy and soothe emotional wounds. That's where a necklace really comes in handy, because it'll just, if it hangs low enough, it can hang right over that heart chakra. At home, it can bring a feeling of cheerfulness to a space and enhance the energy of possibility. And at work, it can inspire self-confidence, enhance leadership, and attract promotion. So those new opportunities that we saw here in work and in love, I mean, really, it's coming out all over the place, guys. The earth energy is coming off of all three of these choices. It makes me wonder if those who are watching at one, they may be an earth sign or have an earth sign strongly in their chart. Maybe your Venus sign. That might be something to look into. But also that grounding is such an important aspect of your accomplishing and manifesting what it is that you wish, okay? It's really coming through strongly there. Okay, now, what am I feeling for today, for the oracle? Here lately, I've actually been drawn to consider expanding on my oracle decks to bring in some other energy. Maybe a plant-based energy here. Anyway, something that I've been thinking on. We have number 8, bath coal. Eschew complicated explanations as you seek the simplicity of the deepest truth of your heart. Gently but firmly cast aside that which does not resonate as being true for your heart. Focus upon and speak from a higher spiritual perspective. All prayers are answered at the perfect time and in the perfect way. You have a powerful voice which can foster healing and wisdom on our planet. Okay, so I'm getting a message here about balancing your chakras. Okay, and when you do, it's really going to tap into that lower chakra passion energy coming through. So be warned that when you balance your chakras and they are in alignment, you can have responses in that realm of more fiery passion. Okay. I'm going to read you a little healing process that they include with these. Okay. I call upon the divine voice of Bath Cole, guardian of luminous communications and clear channel for spiritual truth and healing grace. Please bless me with clarity, according to the highest wisdom and mercy and in divine timing. May I read the signs and hear the voice of truth louder than all others. May all beings receive the guidance they need to find happiness and spiritual freedom. And that's a beautiful, beautiful prayer and a beautiful thought there. Okay, so I hope you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always. And there are so many great opportunities that lie ahead of you. Seize them. All right? Live your dreams. Love you. Bye. If you chose pile number 2 with the Everyday Witch Tarot, the golden strawberry quartz, the green moonstone, and the raw rose quartz specimen, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is that I read both definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. I am seeing some great energy here, guys. I mean, just fantastic. If you've been following me along this journey, you know we just came out of the 4 and 5 of Cups energy, okay? And that is clarification for that, and so is that, and we will get to that when we get down there, okay? And then I am feeling something on the bottom of this deck. We may pull, oh, in a moment. Hang on just a second, guys. 2 things fell. Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So we'll put these here for a moment. Okay. We are starting off with just such a beautiful energy. With the 6 of Cups, you know, we're asking questions like what new opportunities, what new hope, what new relationships, what old relationships have a new beginning. You know, we're leaving it open to a lot of love and charity and generosity and these beautiful, beautiful energies, okay? And right off the bat, your very first card, you got the one that drew us in, this 6 of Cups. And this is such a beautiful, beautiful energy. It always makes me think of loving, kindness, generosity, but also of teaching, right? Like a parent teaching a child, a mentor teaching an apprentice, or, you know, a professional teaching an intern, you know, a spiritual guide teaching an acolyte, you know, just all these different aspects of teaching them about the earth and you know, how, you know, giving love to all living things. You know, it's just got that really symbiotic energy, okay? So someone listening to this may own some sort of greenhouse business or have an herbal apothecary plant type situation, maybe a landscaper. Okay, there's a lot of maybe just like gardening, okay? Maybe taking some classes to that end. But the main energy here is that you absolutely do have a new opportunity, okay? This can be in business. It can be in your interpersonal relationships with the children in your life, right? Whether they're yours or someone else's. I am getting an energy of someone who does lead youth, like 4-H, FFA, Scouts, you know, some sort of energy in that regard as well. Maybe even you know, a daycare or something, but yeah, it's definitely a strong mentor energy coming off of this one, okay? But yeah, that could be a new opportunity for you, whether you do it as a part of your profession, like a life coach or anything like that, or if you do it for your volunteer, you know, that charity and generosity energy coming through. I'm also getting a stonemason, that sort of energy going on as well. Okay. Maybe a homestead or a farm also. Farmer's market That sort of energy is coming through there too. Take what resonates and leave behind what doesn't. And we are getting the sun. This is beautiful. We love, love, love getting the sun. I mean, this is just happiness and joy personified, okay? And here we have multiple generations of women who are dancing under the sun in a field of sunflowers. You know, it's just beautiful. And I'm getting energy here that one of the new opportunities that may come into your future is a child, and that has come through with both of these cards, okay? Whether you adopt, foster, or give birth to, or surrogate, that's also a possibility. Okay, I'm also getting retirement for some of you as a new opportunity where you can spend more time with your family and your grandchildren and maybe help watch and care for your grandchildren. Definitely passing on intergenerational wisdom there. Okay, tell those stories, you know, pass on the family ancestry. It's good to do that, you know, it's healthy to do that. And it doesn't matter if you're adopted or fostered or born into that family, okay? When you become a member of that family, that becomes your ancestry too, blood or not, all right? It does not matter, okay? Love is love in all its many forms, okay? I'm also seeing here spiritual tradition being handed down through the feminine line, the female line, a matrilineal spiritual tradition coming through here, okay? Yeah, that's coming through strong. Very nice indeed. And if you are wondering whether you will have a positive impact on the people in your life, you absolutely will, okay? And with the Three of Cups, we have celebration, we have community, right? We have union, people who have stuck together through the unknown and got through to celebrate on the other side, staying grounded, not being afraid to take care of yourselves, right? Not being afraid to splash around, you know, in the water and laugh and giggle and play, okay? And once again, we have that energy, that's twice now with that mother, maiden, crone energy, right? The grandmother, mother, granddaughter, the multiple generations, whether you're related or not, sort of energy, that feminine, divine energy of the three, you know, very strongly coming through there. And so I'm seeing one of the new opportunities that could come from all of the transformative shadow work that you've been doing is a new community, right? Whether that's a retirement community where you're moving, you know, from one house to another, to find people of a similar interest and age range, whether you are, you know, joining a coven or a kindred or a congregation or an organization, you know, charity work organization, you know, like an animal shelter is coming through here. Okay, so, and this really brings about a clarity of mind and understanding of yourself, okay, and your capabilities. It brings about a really verdant, abundant energy, and it brings about also a healing of your passions, you know, and what you like to do. Okay, it really it ignites a fire, a healing fire within you. And with the star following, we have that restoration, regeneration, rejuvenation, healing, grounding, balancing, energetic flow, right? As above, so below is coming through here as well. But it also has a star quality to it in some cases. So sometimes it can indicate becoming well known within a certain capacity, right? Having a good reputation for what you do. So for example, if you are a youth leader, I see you gaining a good reputation for your work there and getting some recognition, okay? If you belong to some form of community or other, I see there being a lot of respect for what you bring to the table. Some of you, this may be literal, where, an actress, an author, an actor, a Reiki healer who becomes very well known for their abilities, a medium, a divine conduit, who becomes known for what it is that they're good at. So there's a lot of energy here about gaining good reputation, okay, for what you do in this new opportunity. And it brings even more new opportunities and new relationships into your life. And to the point where you have this overflowing abundance that has a really strong infinite-like energy. It's like, you've done the work, now it's time to reap the rewards. Okay? It definitely does not give a feeling of need or want. I mean, this is fulfillment, new beginning, very, very strong, peaceful, harmonious energies coming through there. And we have that cauldron of plenty there beside her, and like the Dagda's cauldron from the Tuatha, it does not run out. It provides for all under its care, right? And that energy is really coming through strongly there. And then with the King of Cups, I do have a message for those of you that do wind up getting some acclaim, some fame of any kind that comes along. Make sure that you're taking time for yourself. It's okay to separate yourself and take you time, alone time, right? And fame and acclaim can be difficult, or attention can be difficult for those who are introverted, and they really need to take a step back and recharge, right? While no man is an island and we all need community, we do still need alone time to care for our needs and make sure that we're remaining emotionally stable within, okay? And that helps us as we keep our eye towards, the future by attending to our present, okay? And then when you're restored, you can dive right back in there with energy, ferocity, clarity of mind, right? Rest does wonders. It does wonders for the mind, body, and soul. Okay, don't be afraid to go after what you want. There may be times when you have choices and you're not sure which one to take. Do I take this job or that job? Do I choose this person or that person as a romantic partner? Do I live in this location or that location? There are so many new opportunities and choices that come with those. And we just need to make sure that we are making those choices in a grounded, logical, but also listening to our heart, okay, way. And the Chariot is very much about taking action, moving forward, but in a balanced way, okay? So that we're following the truth that is ours to follow, okay? And one of the new opportunities I see here is new love, okay? With this Knight of Cups, it is love moving in, all right? And it's not just romantic love, although it definitely has that connotation. I am seeing new romantic love for some of you, but I'm also seeing new love in your familial relationships, new connections in your friendship circles, new friends, and a new love for self. That is absolutely coming through. A new love for self and your own abilities that comes. That self-confidence that we so often struggle to have. Okay? Now, there is a word of warning here, okay, that when you are in a community, a public sphere, of any kind, it can get tiring, it can get exhausting, right? A lot of people coming in on your energies, like we talked here, make time for yourself, okay? But there's also a warning here that goes with that of not taking on more than you can handle. A lot of times when something is going well, we're excited and that gives us some energy towards something, we tend to take on more than we should, right? And in any situation, balance is necessary. I'm also seeing that someone here may have a bit of a relapse and go back into the workaholic sort of energy that we've seen in some of the previous readings, okay? And it's reminding you not to do that, okay? Make sure that you're taking care of yourself and getting enough rest, okay? Delegate, all right? Delegate. If you're wondering how on earth you're going to be successful in this realm that you're entering, while also taking care of things at home, everybody within the home needs to carry their fair share, okay? And there are people in your life and in your sphere that will be happy to aid you in that, okay? So you're not carrying that burden alone, all right? You just look around you and you will find those that you need, okay? And these were coming out for these two cards here, so I'm going to read them as well. They want to let you know that you do have the strength and the power necessary to face any challenges, okay? Sometimes that emotional tornado, that rabbit hole can, be lurking in the background, fear and doubt and things, and they're just reminding you you have the strength, okay? Do not let that overtake you. And being the 8th card in the Major Arcana, we are definitely channeling abundance. So an abundance of strength, okay? All right? And with the 5 of Wands here, there are going to be those who are jealous of your success there and your new opportunities. There are going to be those who fight and bicker and quarrel about in a community about how things should be done, it's not without its own complications, okay? Any interactions with other people comes with its own set of complications, okay? But they are letting you know that you will get through that, okay? And I am getting the message that some of you will very much emerge as the leader in that. But don't take on more than you can handle, more than your fair share, okay? But I am getting destined leadership for some of you, okay? And you balancing, your household, your own heart and well-being, learning, marriage, love relationships, your moment in the sun, being a shooting star there with all of that, your health and your wealth, right? There's just so much balancing that comes from that. And right now this is very much giving chore chart vibes, that delegation, okay? Just make sure that, you are delegating and not taking on more than your responsibility. So those are all confirmations of the message that we got here. Okay, and then with the 9 of Pentacles, one of the new opportunities we're seeing is in the material realm, okay? That is wealth, health, and household. So there are going to be new opportunities that will be moving towards you. Now, some of these will be moving slowly, as Earth Pentacle energy tends to do. But for some of you, it will be happening more quickly, okay? And when it does happen, okay, when you have reached that moment where your business has taken off and you're thriving, right? I'm getting some of you maybe cooks or chefs. Some of you may have a YouTube or TikTok or something like that channel. I'm getting that. Once again, I'm getting apothecary vibes. Entrepreneurship, definitely, but also within your employment, wherever you're employed, okay? I'm also getting new home energy for some of you, that the new opportunity will be a new home, okay? For some of you, it may be on the beach, others, mountains, city, woods, pastoral countryside. I'm getting a lot of different things here, so I think multiple people here will be actually moving. And it's something to celebrate, right? A place that brings you to a completion, a harmony, that then sets you up to be able to continue further in following your dreams. So that is really, that's beautiful. For those of you who are about to retire, I am also getting, you know, to release that I've got to go, work energy, and enjoy. Just release, let go, let God or the gods, however you want to look at it, and enjoy, okay? You've done your work. Do whatever makes you happy now, whether that's travel, whether that's spending time with family, whether that's spending some well-earned you time, okay? Whatever it is, you know, charity work, something about feeding the impoverished is coming through here that some of you might get involved in with your volunteer work as an opportunity. Okay, but we are definitely getting strong freedom and happiness vibes. Okay, all right. Let us look at your crystals, and we will start with this golden strawberry quartz. See, golden strawberry quartz. I think that was further up. I ran out of bookmarks and had to just start sticking whatever I could find in there. Okay. Golden strawberry quartz, also known as rhodochrosite, is healing, and it aids with love, relationships, inner calm, self-reflection, creativity, emotional healing, soothing and calming anxiety, depression, PTSD, and emotional disorders, amplifies other stones, aids in balance, intuition, surrendering to the divine, forgiveness not only for others but for yourself, and spiritual connection. It works with all chakras, but specifically is very strong working with the heart chakra. Okay. And then we have the green moonstone. And green is the color of the heart chakra. When you look at the chakra alignments, which I can show you here. Okay. So right there. All right. But some people do not view their heart chakra as green. They view it as pink, right? And or a combination of the two. So you do what is best for you as far as that goes. I'm going to read you the general description of moonstone, but just know that with the green moonstone, which is actually a variety of black moonstone, that it is specifically working with the intention of aiding the heart chakra. Okay? Moonstone, as a general stone, comes in a wide range of colors. White, cream, rainbow moonstone is white and black. It comes in black, green, peach. Okay? It works with the crown and third eye. India and Sri Lanka are its most common origins. Moonstone is the traveler's stone, providing protection as you travel, especially at night or by sea, and we did see travel here. It has immense influence on navigating change with ease and acceptance. Moonstone is helpful with big life transitions, allowing gentle space for personal growth and also for more practical changes in one's daily routine, providing a sustaining touchstone for natural rhythms. Moonstone vibrates with feminine energy, softening the heart and allowing energy to flow. It heightens intuition and receptivity, helping you attain your highest self. It also promotes youthfulness. Healers believe it can help slow the physical effects of aging. They also use it to support many female-related imbalances, including those associated with fertility, menstruation, menopause, and pregnancy. Moonstone is a variety of orthoclase feldspar composed of potassium aluminum silicate. It's marked by its agilurescence, an optical occurrence caused by the reflection of light off of thin layers of alternating silicates that makes the mineral look like it's glowing, much like moonlight, hence its name. Wearing moonstone can enhance openness to spiritual guidance and deep intuition, like this one here that my son got me for Mother's Day. At the home, it can help ease the transition from the workday to nesting and home life. And at the workspace, it can help with high energy, ever evolving environment, and it can bring calm in that environment. So this is going to be an excellent one for those of you who are retiring, changing jobs, changing homes, as your new opportunity, okay? And traveling, absolutely. The black moonstone specifically, I find, has a protective energy as far as that goes. Okay, and then the raw rose quartz. Okay. Works with love, peace, and acceptance. It works with the higher heart and heart chakras, most commonly found in Brazil, Madagascar, and the United States. Rose quartz is the love stone, divine love, self-love, romantic love, platonic love. It enhances all areas of the heart. This rosy crystal vibrates with tenderness and peace. Its nurturing energy instills a deep sense of self-acceptance. It can open you up to new love and romance and also soothe the heartache of love lost. It strengthens the bonds of familial and platonic love, creating harmony and boosting relationships. Use it to find emotional balance in times of transition and to clear suppressed or wounded emotions, gently opening the heart. Rose quartz can also enhance sensuality. It is believed that rose quartz supports fertility, wards off nightmares, and soothes anxiety and tension. The rosy to red color is thought to be caused by small amounts of titanium, iron, or manganese. In Greek mythology, the color comes from the blood of both Aphrodite and her lover Adonis after he was attacked by Eris. She got caught on a thorny briar bush in her rush to aid him. For personal use, hold rose quartz while meditating to soothe emotional trauma and strengthen positive affirmations. In the home, keep on your nightstand to draw new love or deepen love and commitment with a partner. And at work, it can ward off negativity and create an environment of peace. Okay? And all of that is from The Beginner's Guide to Crystals by Lisa Butterworth. And it's really helpful if you're wanting to get into crystals. And all three of these came from A Thunder's Trove on TikTok. Okay? All right. Now, let us see what the Moonology deck has for you today on your new opportunities. Look at the bigger picture. Full moon in Sagittarius. So someone here might be a Sagittarius, okay? I'm getting a bold, brave energy. As you move forward, make sure you're looking at the bigger picture, okay? Conclusions are within reach. Full moon, eclipse, and we are in eclipse season, so this is very timely, okay? Conclusions are in reach, okay? So whatever's been worrying you, bothering you, they really want you to look at that bigger picture and know that a conclusion is on its way, okay? A result, an answer is on its way. And a new romantic cycle begins. New moon in Libra. So someone here might be a Libra, but it's also a call to make sure you're maintaining that balance, okay, as you go through that new romantic cycle. That is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. So new jobs, new homes, new love lives. A lot of great energy here. New opportunities with retirement and community and healing. I do get somebody being a Reiki healer. That is definitely coming in strong. If you've ever thought about it, it might be something to consider, get you a teacher, okay, to teach you. All right, I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so, if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. Beautiful, okay? That bottom of the deck energy I was feeling earlier, the Empress, right? Beautiful, fertile, abundant. This is beauty in all its glory, okay? And that is you, all right? Don't doubt it. You are loved always. And your new beginning is going to be extraordinary, so don't fear it, all right? Walk into it. Take care of yourself. Don't overdo it, all right? I love you. See you again. If you picked pile number 3 with the Steampunk Tarot, the strawberry quartz, the grape agate and the rhodochrosite, then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. And right off of the bat, okay, so we are using the Six of Cups to draw us into the question of what new opportunities, what new hope, what new relationships lie ahead of us, what old relationships are given a new beginning, okay? And we're also leaving it open to that loving charity energy that so often I find coming through. Okay, there's something there about that. All right. Okay? All right. Now, as those of you who have followed along with me, we just came out of that 4 and 5 of Cups energy where we were going through that shadow work and purging and letting go of everything that we needed to, being very truthful with ourselves and opening up to ourselves about our fears and our worries, our concerns, what we were stressing over, right? And realigning our perspectives to be more grateful, right? But also more hopeful. And this hope, that's what we're looking at today, okay? We're very much looking at that hope and opportunity. And right off the bat, I kid you not, the Lover's card, okay? So, whether you are single, married, widowed, whatever situation you are in, okay, in a partnership, you are going to have a new romantic beginning, all right? Now, how that looks for you will vary from person to person, okay? For some of you, it means the leaving of one relationship for the other. And that can hit wrong, right? That can hit wrong in your own heart and in the opinions of others. Now, first off, the opinions of others, do not worry. Do not give that credence. And I say that knowing that myself, I would have difficulty with it, okay? So that's something we can both work on there. For some of you, you're like, no, I can't do that. It's against my honor code. I made a vow, or, and I understand that. I have that same honor code that I live my life by, okay? But if your marriage does not bring you happiness, if your partnership, your relationship does not bring you happiness and joy and fulfillment in being yourself, then I am getting the message that there is a divinely blessed union that awaits you, okay? For those of you that are married and are either happily married or are striving and attempting to be happily married, you are getting a new emotional beginning. So for some of you that are already happy, it's going to be like that next level of happiness, right? For those of you that are working on your marriage, you go see a counselor, you talk it out, it will improve, okay? For those of you that are single, we are seeing a new relationship coming your way, and quite possibly that soulmate energy there, all right? If you are widowed, I am getting the message that there is a blessing for you from the other side to seek happiness. They do not want you to spend all of your days alone, okay? And that is regardless of your age, all right? And I will leave that at that. You do what is right for you, okay? And to go with that Lover's energy, we have the Four of Wands, and this is celebration. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I'm definitely getting wedding off of this. I am getting renewal of vows, okay? Commitment ceremonies, hand fastings, I'm also getting an element of baby showers, graduations, promotions, okay, coming through here. Festivals, attending festivals, farmers markets, getting your business up and going. I'm getting an energy of some of you may be sisters working together, trying to, I'm getting a homestead, combination homestead, apothecary type energy, fruits and herbs and things, right? Then that will take off and be successful for you as well. Okay, so we've just got a lot of things to celebrate here. New home is possible here as well. Okay, and with the Ten of Pentacles, we have that beautiful happily ever after energy of security. Okay, two people who are so in love with one another, so passionate about one another, attracted to one another, respect, trust. This is that kind of energy, where, have you ever watched movies like, The Mummy, where Brendan Fraser's character and Rachel Weisz's character, they're in that temple, and they risk everything to save each other, right? They risk everything to save each other. Princess of Mars. It got turned into a book called John something. Anyway, he literally goes to another planet to find his soulmate, gets shot back to Earth, trying to save and protect and all of that. And he waits years, right? And even fakes his own demise, right? To get back to her. Digging up things from all over the world to find the thing he needs to get back to her. Like in Outlander, when you have Claire and Jamie, right? Played by Sam Heughan and Katrina Balfe. There are so many times in that book series and in that TV series where they risk everything. They give everything. They sacrifice everything to save one another, to be there for one another with a passionate, fiery love that is just almost beyond description, right? And while those are all fictional, romantic stories, that is the kind of energy, all right, this card is giving. Like that fantastical kind of love that you almost can't believe until you've actually experienced it yourself. It is that kind of love where it's like, that's beautiful and that's wonderful, but I just don't know if that's real, okay? This card is telling you that it is, and that is what awaits you. Now, every relationship has its difficulties. No relationship is perfect. And those movies are also a very good example of that, because every last one of them argue with each other, right? They have their disagreements. They bicker, and it can get really heated, as passion can get, all right? But in the end, it is you two and the family that you create together, all right? And that brings about an abundance of emotional and material and spiritual that is just, it's beyond description, okay? This is the kind of love that they write songs and stories about, okay? All right, now we have work, okay? There will be a new opportunity in work, okay? I am getting architect, landscape designer, fashion designer, artist, sculptor, okay? A lot of creative pursuits coming off of this one. But regardless of what you do for a living, whether you're a logical analyst, or creative, reincarnation of Leonardo da Vinci, you know, whatever your profession, I do see a new hope and a new beginning, a new opportunity there. Okay? For those of you that have like a homestead or a farm, I also see growth and abundance in that department. Okay? There is, however, a word of advice to remember to rest. And we got this in the reading before this as well. Rest. You know, don't overdo it. Make sure you're taking care of yourself. Okay? There is also the energy here of that widow energy that I was picking up on earlier. Okay? And a confirmation that in time you will heal and you will find love again. Okay? For those of you who your partnership, friendship, romantic relationship is coming to a close, and that you are leaving it behind, closing that door and opening it to your destined chosen future. Okay? It's not going to be easy. It never is. There could be words said that aren't kind. There can even be unkind actions taken, and that is the way of it. Just make sure you're protecting yourself, getting legal counsel as you need it. Okay. Don't fall for manipulative tactics, deceit, or lies. All right. I am getting that someone here had been cheated on and they're going through a divorce proceeding, and they're letting you know that get the help you need and it'll be all right. Okay, the other side is with you, and they're watching how everything is going. With the Three of Wands, you know, they really want you to keep your eye towards that future. All right, remain solid and illuminated in the present, knowing what's going on with you and taking care of business, right? But also keeping that eye to the future, not losing hope, knowing that your ship will come in. And we here underneath that Seven of Pentacles, when we're talking about work, we have that beautiful Ace of Pentacles energy, right? So this new opportunity takes you from one material state to another. It's like a portal from one way of making a living to another, one way of being to another. Okay, so whether it's your health, wealth, or household, if you're moving, it's really an elevation. Okay, we am definitely getting an elevation of your material world, as well as of your spiritual world with this Ace of Wands, this new spiritual beginning. You're really going to shine. You know, you are really going to shine. I'm getting a golden aura coming through. So if anyone comes up to you and it's just like, you know, you have the most beautiful golden aura, okay, that's a sign. All right. If someone tells you that you shine like a star or a candle on a dark night, you know, that's a sign of the hope that you bring to others, right? And the hope that you have for yourself, okay? All right. With the Page of Wands, there may be some new ways we have to learn of taking care of ourselves and defending ourselves, right? When we come into that kind of love that we saw here, when we come into that kind of material abundance that we saw here, when we come into that kind of spiritual awareness and growth, and we shine like that diamond, that beautiful golden aura light, there will be others who will not receive that well, okay? And the Page of Wands is just telling you to make sure you are energetically, spiritually protecting yourself, all right? Stand your ground, be your own knight, right, in shining armor, and defend your own energies, okay? And if you don't know how, they're encouraging you to please learn how to do that, okay? And I always recommend labradorite in that capacity. Okay, it's beautiful, and it really does help protect from negative energies. And it comes in a wide range of color sheens, as you can see there. Okay. All right. And that is backed up with this Seven of Wands that goes with that Page of Wands. The Page of Wands here is very much about that conflict and needing to protect yourself. But that you will rise above, you will protect yourself, you will climb that mountain, it will be all right, okay? Just don't let the naysayers get in your head, okay? You know, and protect your wealth, your health, your love, your energies, okay? Your innermost self. Don't let that shadow work that you've done and be undone by someone else's actions or words, okay? Because this is your moment. This is your moment. With the world, you're on top of the world. That lighter than air, scream it from the mountaintops moment. The one that you look back on that is the one that changed your life and brought your desires to you. Okay? This is completion. This is harmony. This is fulfillment in its all its splendor. All right? And while not everyone appreciates this, and it can cause a negative reaction in some people, those that are meant to be with you will be with you. Those that are meant to be true will stay true. Okay? You will have a community. You will have sisterhood. You will have brotherhood. All right? And it will be beautiful. All right? You will have the support you need. Okay? That, I think it's Sex and the City, Ladies That Lunch. I may have that wrong. It's got that energy, you know, where you're all sitting there and you're, you know, you're spilling the details, you know, of your love lives and your happiness and what all's going on with you. Okay, you will have that support system there. So just don't mind the naysayers. They have their own lessons to learn. Okay. All right. We have the strawberry quartz that represents and helps with balance, love, self-acceptance, emotional healing, relationships, self-confidence, attracting a soulmate, passion and intimacy, and healing. It can realign your chakras, specifically the root and heart chakra. All right? But everything in between there as well. And that is such a beautiful feeling stone. That one came from a Thunder's Trove on TikTok, if you're interested in that. And then we have the grape agate. And when my daughter and I saw this one at the Mineral Mushrooms live show that she had at her house, we just knew we had to have that one. And she has some really good quality wares that are not all up on her website. So if there's something that you see in one of her TikTok videos or there's something you're interested in, absolutely feel free to reach out to her because they're not all going to be on the website, okay? Grape agate helps with calmness, stability, protection, emotional healing, relieving stress, gaining inner peace. It helps to enhance your intuition, dream recall, spiritual healing specifically, and with your meditation, it can deepen that connection. It works with the third eye and crown chakras. It's such a neat stone. Okay, and then we have rhodochrosite. And rhodochrosite, I believe this little piece came from the atomic squid. Helps with compassion, positivity, love. It works with the heart and solar plexus chakras. And it's most commonly found in Argentina, Romania, and the United States. And here's what it looks like in bigger form. It can be an expensive crystal. So when I found this little piece at a price that was more affordable, I went ahead and grabbed it so that the family could take advantage of its energies. But there are much bigger pieces available. I believe that a Thunder's Trove may have some bigger pieces that might be of interest to some of you if they haven't sold out of them. Rhodochrosite exhibits a powerful love, This pink stone is an emotional healing powerhouse, especially if you're feeling unloved or suffering from low self-esteem. If you've experienced childhood trauma or sexual abuse, rhodochrosite can help you face compartmentalized emotion, clear it, and open a path toward unadulterated happiness. It also heals all manner of heartache. It tempers jealousy and enhances feelings of love and acceptance. Its energies are dynamic, inspiring self-love, playfulness, and an openness to vulnerability and intimacy with a romantic partner. This loving pink stone is a great teacher of the heart. Healers believe rhodochrosite can help relieve respiratory ailments, including asthma. Rhodochrosite has its roots in the Greek word rhodochros, meaning rose-colored. This stone is a manganese mineral that in its pure form is actually red. The substitution of calcium for magnesium in the crystal structure creates the most common pink hue. For personal use, if you're feeling depleted in the area of love, keep rhodochrosite near. For home, it can bring a sense of peace and positivity to a space. And at work, it can foster friendships with coworkers and colleagues. So it definitely fits into the new relationships. I also find it to be a beautiful stone to have at any wedding, renewal of vows, confirmation of a partnership, anything in that realm. Having this near on you on the day, wearing it, it can really be an enhancing stone in that regard. Okay, now, which one are they going to give us? Because this is exquisite. This is just, okay, I am getting that there may be another crystal or two that could be of interest to you. Chalcedony, harmony, brotherhood, and goodwill. Definitely good to have in the work and home space. And I'm getting with this, it's attached to this negative naysayers energy where we're getting there. Lepidolite, peace, tranquility, and restful sleep. Okay. Those of you who are widowed, those of you who are leaving a relationship, those of you who may be having difficulty with conflict or struggling with some sort of abuse, whether that's of substances or of your person. Okay, the pedalite is good for that. Tourmaline, calmness, stabilizing, and reaffirming. Tourmaline also helps with protection, especially if it's in the black. And peridot, effervescent joy and happiness. And I see that. I mean, you could not have your whoops, that fell on the floor. You could not have your pile defined more by a characteristic than by this. Effervescent joy and happiness. Absolutely coming through. I hope that you found this to be helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there's anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always, and my goodness, beyond description here for those of you with this romantic card. And no matter what happens along the way, you've got the strength to get through it and find this beautiful new beginning and joy. All right? Love you. Bye. If you chose pile number 4 with the Rider Tarot, the mix of the black and blue onyx here, the citrine tower, and the lapis lazuli, I don't know if this is an egg or a Shiva. I think it's a Shiva. Then this is your reading. Now, how I read tarot is I read both the definitions as well as intuitively, allowing the cards to fall where they may, reading both uprights and reversals. Regardless of your spiritual beliefs, you are welcome and respected here. All right. My goodness, look at the beauty here. I mean, this is just gorgeous. Okay, so we're using the Six of Cups to draw us into the question of what new opportunities, what new hopes, new beginnings, new relationships, or a renewal of existing or old relationships that we might encounter, including, because it always makes me think of love and charity, generosity. You know, we're also leaving that open to those sorts of opportunities as well. Okay? All right, so we've all been, if you've been following me, we've been going through the journey of the cups, and we just came through the 4 and 5 of cups and that shadow work that gets involved there. Releasing, letting go, changing our perspectives, right? And with that new way of thinking, that Ace of Swords, that new way of thinking, okay, comes the most beautiful new opportunities. You start out with this 10 of Cups. I mean, seriously, this is emotional abundance at its finest, okay? This is happy families, beautiful, loving relationships, divinely blessed, okay? So, if you are not in a romantic relationship, it is absolutely coming your way. If you have children, I am seeing some really beautiful, happy things going on for them as well. I'm also getting that someone here maybe from the LGBTQ plus community, and I am seeing beautiful things there as well for you. Okay, and I'm seeing a new home for some of you. But what's really coming through strongly here is for those of you who are already married and already have children, and those who may be about to have an empty nest, there's going to be a renewal of your love, a renewal of your partnership, of your marriage, okay? That is really coming through with that. And then the Page of Pentacles, we have a new material beginning, right? You're learning new ways of improving your wealth, your health, and your household. And that is a fantastic energy there. Some of you may decide to travel. Some of you may decide to plant an orchard or trees or something like that and set down roots. And at the Empress, we have that very fertile, abundant energy. So for some of you who are wanting to have children, we are seeing that coming through positively, okay? I'm also getting that there are some of you that I'm getting the word dream woman, dream lover. Oh, that song. I want a dream lover so I don't have to dream alone, right? That's coming through here, okay? The person of your dreams, that's coming through. So whether that is a romantic partner, whether you've been dreaming and hoping for a baby, a child, whatever you've been trying to draw into yourself, that fertility, I'm getting that farming energy again here a bit. Astronomy, astrology. Someone here might be good at astrology. It's written in the stars, okay, this relationship I'm seeing here. And that the King of Pentacles, it is solid, it is stable, all right? But I'm also getting that your finances, your material world is going to be solid and stable. And doggone it, that's an excellent card that just fell. You also not only got the 10 of Cups, all right, but right below it, you got the 10 of Pentacles. This is the epitome of happy families, multiple generations, okay, of people loving and living and succeeding, all right? I'm getting retirement community possibilities here for some of you, and that came through in another reading in this group. Okay, but stability, grounded, good, strong earth energy. There may be a Taurus here listening to this message. Doesn't have to be, but it might be. There also may be an Aries here with the Emperor card, okay? This is giving off big boss energy. Someone who, through all this work they've done, come into their own personal power, step into their role as a leader. I'm also getting guardian, warrior, military type energy off of this today, which I don't usually get. Very strong Aries energy coming off of this, so that warrior energy is coming through there. I'm getting a new beginning in that as well. Some of you may receive an award or an accommodation, promotion. Okay, that's coming through. That may be your new beginning. And with the King and Queen of Pentacles, okay, this is a mutually grounded energy. This is a beautiful, stable energy in health, wealth, and household, and personal stability, okay? So both partners are having this strength, this grounded, and this is just beautiful. Seriously, beautiful beyond measure. And here is a confirmation for community, okay? Community and abundance here with the Three of Cups coming in. just stunning. I'm not going to pull any more cards because honestly, the other side is just like, we want to surprise them. We want to floor them. We want to surprise them with how fantastic this can actually get. So we will look at your crystals, okay? With black onyx, it's the black and the blue and like a brown together here. And I've had red black onyx a lot lately, but it's been intuitive that that's what's needed, so we'll go with it. Stability, strength, and productivity. Here's that root earth, higher earth energy we're picking up on in your reading. Most commonly found in China and India, okay? Black onyx is a stone of strength, emotional and physical. It enhances feelings of self-confidence and courage. It's also a stone of stability and is very grounding, especially during times of transition. If you feel the weight of old emotional wounds, black onyx will help you release the sadness and grief. In addition, it has the power to balance adverse energies. Aggression and intensity are channeled toward a greater good, becoming motivation for achieving your goals. Black onyx increases self-discipline and willpower. This dark mineral is a powerful protector and repels negativity. Healers believe it increases stamina and can help replenish you physically after illness or exhaustion. And I am getting that with this warrior energy from the Aries Emperor card, that this tower is very much meant for that energy. And as well as it seems to be tying into that Empress energy as well, okay? Black onyx is a form of chalcedony, a microcrystalline form of quartz. Sometimes, like agate, it is found with parallel bands of white. If you're feeling reckless or out of control, work with black onyx to get centered and clear-headed. Place in the home to protect a space, particularly after dark. And it can enhance concentration and the ability to multitask at work. Okay? Then we will move on to the citrine. And we've used this a bunch, in our readings, but man, it just cries out joy and happiness, and it definitely was like, pick me again today. This one was gotten in a shop that no longer exists, this black onyx, but this citrine tower is from the mineral mushroom, and my goodness, it is one of my favorite crystals now. The quality is extraordinary. Citrine aids in abundance, invigoration, and prosperity. It works with the crown and solar plexus chakras and is most commonly found in Brazil. Citrine is a crystal of manifestation. It's known as the merchant stone. Oh, look at all those pentacles we had in your reading. Because of its ability to attract abundance, which has more to do with mindset than money or traditional success. It teaches you to appreciate what you have and find joy in all the riches life has to offer. So there's that new perspective, that new hope, new opportunity and beginning within existing systems, within existing relationships, right? It elevates confidence and self-esteem so you can go after what you want. It also has the power to move stale energy, making way for the heart's true desires. Citrine's vibrations will give you a positive outlook, making it easier to overcome setbacks and achieve your goals. It also gives creativity a wonderful boost. Citrine holds the power of the sun, which can help with fatigue as well as depression. Citrine is a variety of quartz. Its yellow tint is caused by iron oxidation. Its name comes from the Latin citrina, which means yellow. For personal use, hold during a visualization practice to help manifest your objective. At home, it can increase the feelings of warmth and happiness in a space, and I can attest to that. Just looking at it makes me smile. And at work, it can enhance motivation and stimulate creativity. And for manifestation, if you do things like a money manifestation bowl, citrine is a great one to use with that. And then lastly, we have lapis lazuli. And lapis is such a beautiful blue with pyrite inclusions in it, and it's just a really fun one, and it is actually luminescent. If you put it under UV light, it glows different color. It aids in truth, confidence, and contentment. It works with the third eye and throat chakras, and is most commonly found in Afghanistan, Chile, and Pakistan. Lapis lazuli is a stone of truth and knowledge. Its deep blue creates a peaceful atmosphere of acceptance. It will enhance your self-awareness and illuminate your deepest desires. If you have had difficulty in the past with being able to speak out, it will clear the stale energy of those experiences and make self-expression much easier. It will create the desire for information, inspiring quests for knowledge, and even boosting memory. And we saw that with that Ace of Swords there. Lapis lazuli strengthens bonds with friends and family members, which we saw here with the 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles. Let's see, I lost my spot. Okay, heightening a sense of loyalty. This stone is also great for working with dreams and can be used to facilitate spiritual vision, creating a path for divine guidance. Healers use lapis lazuli to harmonize thyroid and other endocrine gland balances, as well as to aid throat ailments. Lazurite makes up the majority of this stone, giving it that intense blue hue. Pyrite inclusions contribute to the glitter. Lapis is the Latin word for stone, and lazuli is the evolution of the Persian word Lasward, I don't think I'm pronouncing that right, guys. The name of the place where this mineral was found. For personal use, place on your third eye to clear your chakra and stimulate spiritual awareness. In the home, it can inspire and nurture loyalty with a live-in partner or spouse. We did see that solid, grounded energy here between partners. And at work, it can support integrity in the workplace and inspire trustworthiness. Okay? All right. Let's see if we can get you a little oracle here. All right? And right off the bat, with that falling on the Ace of Swords and the way you think, we have you are good enough. Full moon in Virgo. Okay? So many issues that arise within the human psyche are born of the fear, of the doubt that you're not good enough, which walks hand in hand with things like guilt and shame, you know, and we just, while it's so difficult to let go of, it's absolutely necessary, right? Because you are good enough and you are worthy, right? Look at the crown on her head and look at the crown in this Ace of Swords. They're really stressing that connection with the mind, guys, okay? So, remember, change your thoughts, change your reality, okay? Make it your mantra. I am good enough. Okay? Say it 3 times, 10 times, how many ever times it takes for you to believe it. I am good enough. Okay? I hope that you found this helpful. If you did, please let me know in the comments. If there was anything you felt could have been improved upon, please also let me know that. Be gentle and kind as you do so if you would. Remember, you are beautiful. You are loved always. And I mean, seriously, your future, your new beginnings, your new opportunities, they practically glow off of this table. All right? I just live it, love it, enjoy it. It's so exciting. All right, love you. Take care of yourselves. Bye.